So tell me, what are we talking about today?
Today on Keepin the GEEK BROS, episode 99.1. That's right, we're delaying this. We've got Battle Chasers Night War Xbox Edition review. Super Mario Remastered comes to Nintendo Switch for 35th anniversary. The President's Coronavirus Guidelines for America. 6 things that are booming in sales. Miami DJ throws balcony party to entertain neighbor. Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness Netflix documentary review. Uno is looking quite different. Pancakes vs Waffles, you tell us. A Star Wars Celebration 2020 FYI. Vibe is always right, a dollar story. Yes, that's right, I gave myself my own segment finally. Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7 review, Episode 6. SqueezyBits Picks. China loses 21 million mobile users. Inebriated Fitness. Best at home workout tips for the modern quarantine life. All this and more this week's episode of Keepin the GEEK BROS, a family podcast. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, keeping up with the GEEK BROS.
Yes. Keepin the GEEK BROS podcast. I'm your host, Vibe. With me, my fellow GEEK BROS.
Darth Flex.
And Roz.
All right. Flex, you know the deal. Tell these fine people where to find us before we get to today's topics.
Absolutely. So, you guys can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Geek Bros with a 0. That's GEEKBR0S. You can also email us, send us cool stuff. Send us your best quarantine photos, your best quarantine hacks, or what you're doing in your quarantine, and your gamer tags at geekbros0 at yahoo.com. Gamer tags for both PS4 and Xbox One, or Nintendo.
Yes. Yeah, or the Switch. As of right now, we are. What is multi-console? We are a multi-console group now.
Multiracial.
Though we are multiracial, multi-console group that are favoring the Xbox right now. Sorry.
Coexist. Yes. And also, if you want to check out some pretty cool posts, up-to-date news on your geek culture, fake news, funny news, Vibe being a father and everything, check us out on Facebook.com/VibeRepStudio. Facebook.com/GeekBros with a 0.
But if you want to go to Facebook.com/Vibe Studios, by all means, that's the studio website. It's got even more stuff of Vibe being a father and all the other productions. Anyway, carry on.
Exactly. If you want to be part of a 30-day ban, please check out Vibe's page. Now, if the first place to find the GEEK BROS.
First place.
SqueezyBitsPC.com. Thank you, Mike. Hope you're safe.
Popped in there right on time. Keep going.
All right. And then, if you can see, well, actually, I have a pretty cool introduction, but it has to be in person. I'll just wait till this whole thing blows over. Yeah. If it doesn't blow over in 30 days, I'll do it in 30 days. But
okay.
So if you want to check out this beautiful menagerie of jasmine cinnamon, milk chocolate, cafecito, and cafe con leche, you can check us out on youtube.com/VibeRep Studios. That's VibeRevStudios.
Yes. All right. That's what I like to hear. Before we get to today's topics, comments and questions from you, the audience. Now, I actually had an updated version of our script for today's show, but I forgot it at work. So all the updates there's more. What I'm trying to say, there's more comments, but this draft only has the one. So the one from Instagram, that's GEEK BROS, GEEKBR0S. Okay, SqueezyBits sent this, which is gonna be SqueezyBits Picks. He sent us a screenshot of 21 mobile users disappeared. He goes, did this happen because of the coronavirus? And we're going to get into that and discuss that when we get to these topics. Now, we did have 2 YouTube comments. We had a Twitter comment, and we had 2 Facebook comments. But unfortunately, again, I left those clips and I'm not going to put them now. But I'll throw them in the next 99th episode. So, gents, anything to report?
Yes. I watched a lot of TV. I watched Tiger King. I watched the second Jumanji movie. Not bad. Watched the new Grudge, complete garbage. And just finished 1917. It was a good movie. Not what I expected, so I didn't like it. It was really artsy. It's like if a vegan wrote a war movie.
Understood.
So lots of kale.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it was really pretty to look at, like the visuals, but you know, I don't need colors. I need blood. Now, let's see. What
Red
else?
is the only color you need.
Still working. And still healthy though, so that's a plus. And
Yes,
I've used this
yes.
time to make a shit ton of kombucha. So
Oh my god! Can you put some outside your door? I'll come pick some up.
Yeah.
Curbside pickup.
Exactly. Just put some outside your door. I'll pick some out, or I'll drop off. I'll sanitize and drop off the jars you gave me. You can fill them back up, and I'll come back the next day to get them. But I need some kombucha in my life. It's so good with chia seeds. I mean, my son doesn't agree, but I would put a tablespoon of chia seeds in it and just mix it around, let it sit there and absorb it for an hour or two. Drink that bad boy just before I go to bed and wake up and have the most awesome shit in the morning. It's great.
I like the ginger because it comes out a lot more like beer, like really frothy and.
Yeah, I want to try the ginger. I want to try the ginger honey one that you were talking about. That's
frothy. A frothy poop sounds horrible.
But I loved it. What was it? Cherry you had made?
Yeah.
That was so tart.
Tart.
It was so tart, and I loved it. I love the tart stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was refreshing.
Oh.
So what are you doing with your hands, Garbanzo? All I see was doing this.
He's miming a frothy poop.
Oh,
frothy poop.
Oh, is that what it is? Anything else to report, gents? You got Roz, you got Garbanzo.
Yo, I've been playing the fuck out of Doom Eternal. That game is amazing. And we just actually last night we saw the Birds of Prey movie, which is actually really good.
You watched it on the home video or whatever, right?
Sure. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we saw it on. Cool. But it was actually pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah, I was really surprised.
How much of a knockoff of Deadpool was it?
Not.
Because I hear it was very.
You just made him think. He's like, oh crap.
No, I was thinking. I mean, Deadpool 2 was definitely worse than Deadpool 1, but it was still good. But no, it really wasn't that much of a knockoff, other than the fact that there was a kid in it.
Okay, because I mean, I hear a lot of it's like a female version of Deadpool, kind of like how Wonder Woman was a female version of Captain America, the first Avenger.
Sure.
Kind of that's how they felt. It was aesthetically the same.
Watch it, go into it the same way I did, which is with zero. Expectations. Absolutely. And you'll come out pleasantly surprised. If you go in expecting anything, you're fucked.
I don't know who goes into a DC movie expecting anything, but I mean,
unless it's Aquaman.
Aquaman was mediocre. It was so mediocre.
Okay. Just okay.
I absolutely watched it for the actor, not the story.
I actually liked Suicide Squad. Me and the original host were so
good.
We were surprised how much we actually liked Suicide Squad. We liked it. It was a fun
did
time.
enjoy it.
I respect your opinion, and that's okay.
Really quick.
I mean, I didn't like how the way that the whole antagonist and what they did with Enchantress and all that kind of stuff. But again,
I didn't like that it just sucked ass. That was the thing I hated about it. Yeah.
One more thing to report. So I saw the trailer for Bloodshot, and I was like, let's see. This is pretty much like So it's pretty much it's the Green Ranger's movie, if anything. But what the trailer was the guy that whoever made this for what if Dominic Toretto played Deadpool? That's what fucking that is. I mean, at least Vin Diesel was that?
The synopsis of the movie.
Well, the whole thing.
It's about family.
I mean, but Bloodshot is an actual comic from Image.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just I was surprised that they actually just pulled this one out of someone's ass. I just like out of all IPs, out of all comics that are out there, like I thought Savage Dragon had a better chance than freaking Bloodshot, because I mean, or even a Flaming Carrot. I mean, if you're gonna go with some crazy
don't
obscure
talk shit about the Flaming Carrot.
I'm not. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, if you're gonna go with something obscure, at least make it fun and entertaining. Like Bloodshot was not that great of a comic. Yeah. It was okay.
No.
Did the character in Bloodshot in the comics, did he resemble Vin Diesel in any way?
Hell no.
He didn't.
Look.
He merely looked
like he does. That is Bloodshot. JDF is like the like if they were to pick anybody, it should have been JDF, not goddamn fucking Dominic Toretto, bro.
As Vin Diesel is he doesn't want to be only known for Fast and Furious. He is hurting. He's desperate for another franchise.
He should not play the same character in every goddamn movie he makes.
True.
No, he doesn't, bro. He plays a tree. He plays a tree. He's a fantastic tree.
I think you guys are completely missing the point with Vin Diesel, that he is just living out his fucking geek fantasy. Every few years he does like some crazy big budget movie. Back when he did the Triple X movies, every time he does one of these Fast and the Furious movies, it's only to frickin' support his weird ass fucking habits. Like that Witch Hunter movie, like the fucking Bloodshot movie, the Riddick movies. But the Riddick movies were like his personal passion projects. I didn't say they were bad by any means.
I actually really did enjoy the whole Riddick series.
Yeah.
I thought that was extremely well done. From at least on my point of view, I had a lot of fun with those. But like, yeah, I don't know. I if it's free, I'll watch it. If someone's streaming it live, I mean, I'll watch it. But I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Vin. I apologize, sir. Vinny, my bad. But no.
Send us free stuff.
Have you guys seen Velocipriest?
Is that like a raptor priest or something?
It's a priest who becomes a raptor to go fight vampires.
Yeah, I'm gonna hard pass on that.
This is a sci-fi original.
No.
I'm sorry. I have to watch this. Yeah. I have to watch this.
It's on Amazon Prime, and I believe it's also either on Hulu or Netflix, one of those streaming services.
The only thing that I have to watch is all the Sharknado movies, and I said I'm not watching that unless it's for Inebriated reviews. I will only watch it for the. I mean, I have to.
It was like an anaconda mixed with a snake. I mean, anaconda mixed with an octopus.
It was a shark mixed with an octopus.
Sharktopus.
Oh, Sharktopus. Yeah, Sharktopus. And it was also like a spider
and then
like all the ones when they bring in two different animals and put them together.
That's when they're great.
Yeah. Those are the best. Those cheesy wannabe sci-fi horror movies they're just fun. Like
Gingerbread Man. Evil Mom.
The best. I think we got way ahead of us. Are we still reporting stuff? Garbanzo, anything to report?
Yeah.
Sorry. I got tangents. No. I mean, yes, but no.
Listen, you gotta talk about how you've been putting in 40 hours on Diablo.
What? Okay, so I have become a small obsessed player on Diablo 3. I have now that I've learned to tweak it, and I've had Raz here helping guide me like a shepherd through the valley of dark death, blackness, like Riddick. He's been riddicking me. And destroying. I mean, I am very close to being around at his level without being there. Yeah, I know. It's my Irish it's the Spanglish in me. I just mix words together and hope they work. But besides that, picked up a little part-time gig. Oh snap! Hold on. Speaking of Burbeck.
Okay. Well.
Hey Vibe, what have you been doing?
Yeah, so I've been working and dodging Corona like this and like this and like this. But nothing much, All I can say is I'm happy to say that I flushed out my AC, so that's fantastic. Now that's no longer draining it into some wet vac, which is great. Which is it wasn't a problem. Okay, good, he's back.
Sorry, I picked up clown shoes, Apple Baron.
That's pretty good.
What's that?
Okay. It sounds like it's a nightmare.
It's a beer company called Apple Clown Shoes. And they actually, so my part-time gig is actually at a place that sells alcohol, which is essential in this time, which is great.
It is.
So I've decided that I'm gonna treat myself to like just a single can of something different every few days.
Genius.
So I figured today I was gonna try Apple Baron, which is a wee heavy ale aged in apple brandy barrels.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Exactly. There was only like 5 left, so I grabbed 2.
Good.
So maybe okay. I like it.
Let's really hype him up so by the time he drinks it, he hates it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't really. I mean, after all of that, I have nothing of substance to report except for when we get to what's going on with the Geek Bros. So,
what's going on with the Geek Bros?
With the Geek Bros,
Yeah.
I am proud to say that I have entered the Geek Bros into a casting.
Right.
Now, when I say no casting,
Couch? Okay.
it is a national wide casting, real comedy teams to star in their own TV series. This Emmy-nominated casting firm is seeking a comedy group with their own unique brand of hilarity, looking for the best and brightest and full of spectrum of modern comedy. Now, that being said, when I say that I entered the Geek Bros, I'm talking about I entered a photo. I entered explaining how we all got together. I explained the concept of the brand, how the name came about, how we all met. So it's for real comedy teams, or hilarious best friends to star in their own TV series. We are hilarious best friends. Let's just say it like that. When I say the Geek Bros, I mean all the Geek Bros. So I submitted myself. I submitted our former host. I submitted Flex, Garbanzo, Roz, and Joe Taro. So officially on this list, it is Vibe, Juancho, Darflex, Garbanzo, Roz, Joe Taro. The 6 of us I put into this thing. So I sent it in. The email got back and they received it. Of course, you do the high volumes, blah 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 blah. They may not respond, but I said, why not? I think we're hilarious. A lot of people do think that we're hilarious, the way we interact and the way we comically get on each other's nerves, and all of our comedy is very different from my controversial to Garbanzo's genuine, almost Boy Scout. You got the inappropriate from Flex. You have the cerebral from Roz. You have the absurd.
I could be cerebral.
I know, but you're more of the Boy Scout of the group.
We can see your cerebral.
So, Joe Taro, I would say, is quirky, and I'd say Juancho is
a racist.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, I just so that's what's going on in the Geek Bros. So if and when we ask for you guys' assistance to help us get our own TV show, I mean, might as well. I mean, I have a few connects in the biz because that's my thing.
I'm just kind of curious.
Yes.
On what channel is this supposed to be on? Like,
Bravo.
It depends. They're seeking. It could be TV. It could be on a major network, or it could be a web series. It all depends upon what exactly they want. It says looking for the best and brightest, the full spectrum of modern comedy from. I didn't even catch that. I missed it. From the quirky millennials to the outrageous senior citizens, savvy YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok stars, teams for Second City, The Groundlings, and UBC. Hilarious shows, the best friends and pranksters, and everything in between. So this is a legit thing. It says your own show on a major cable network with your friends. I mean, why not? So I officially entered this. I did it at a whim because I would just for the hell of it, and see what happens. I'd love for us to get this, and I'd hope that all of you guys don't mind that I entered us, because I did enter us and all our names.
How dare you try to advance us and make us famous?
You.
Can't believe that.
I
Why are you trying to make me famous?
I felt compelled, and I said, should I take this in the text? No, I should just do it and just. You know what they say? It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. So there you go. But I did enter.
That's true.
Exactly.
You know what?
Exactly.
You never should have told us until they accepted us. They're like, hey guys, I need your social security numbers. Like, what? It's for the W-9s. For what?
Imagine you got this guy calling you guys so high.
Others made name, please.
But yeah. So just so you know, so the Geek Bros have been entered in the real comedy teams to star in your TV series casting call. I've submitted our stuff. I submitted all our stuff, our reels, all our podcasts. I mean, I spent a good couple hours preparing our little portfolio, whatever, for them. So unlike most people who are going to submit stuff, we have years of content. We've got podcasts, we've got Instagram, we've got web series, we've got little skits, we've got so it's all there. So they could see that the Geek Bros brand has a range. So I'm proud of that. Just throwing that out there. So that's what's going on with the Geek Bros, and that is that. So if this is your first time listening to us or our broadcast, then please take a moment to subscribe or leave a comment on your favorite podcasting app. If you're watching us, then don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. YouTube has recently changed its algorithm to favor corporate channels, so independent productions like ours aren't being recommended, reducing views and limiting our exposure to new audience. So, without further ado, episode 99.1 starts now. The coronavirus update. Din, 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 din. Boom. The president's coronavirus guidelines for America. 15 days to slow the spread of coronavirus. And I printed it. I don't know.
Blurry. Can't
I
read
know.
it.
I figured it out. By the way, I figured out how to blur my background. It's fantastic.
Hey.
But I'm gonna unblur it because it's not. Nobody likes it. So, the president's coronavirus guidelines for America: 15 days to slow the spread. It says listen to and follow the directions of your state and local authorities. If you feel sick, stay home. Do not go to work. Contact your medical provider. If your children are sick, keep them home. Don't send them to school. Contact your euthanize them. Contact your medical provider. If someone in your household has tested positive for coronavirus, keep your entire household at home. Do not go to work. Do not go to school. Contact a medical provider. If you're an older person, stay home and stay away from people. If you're a person with a serious underlying health condition that can put you at an increased risk, for example, a condition that impairs your lungs or heart function or weakens your immune system, stay at home and stay away from people. Do your part to slow the spread of coronavirus. Even if you are young or otherwise healthy, you are at risk. You are at risk, and your activities can increase the risk for others. It is critical that you do your part to slow the spread of coronavirus. Work or engage in school from home whenever possible. If you work in a critical infrastructure industry, as defined by the Department of Homeland Security, such as healthcare services, goddammit, and pharmaceuticals, and why did they put "and" so many times? And pharmaceuticals and food supply. You have special responsibility to maintain your normal schedule. You and your employees should follow the CDC guidance to protect your health at work. Avoid social gatherings in groups of more than 10. Avoid eating or drinking at bars, restaurants, or food courts. Use drive-thrus, pickup, or delivery option. Avoid discretionary travel, shopping trips, or social visits. Do not visit nursing homes or retirement as long as or long-care term facilities unless you provide critical assistance. Practice good hygiene. Wash your hands, especially after touching any frequency used by any surface. Avoid touching your face. Sneeze or cough into a tissue or into your elbow. Disinfect regularly using items and surfaces as much as possible. If you want to read this and all the other guidelines, visit coronavirus.gov. And of course, this comes from the CDC.com. Yes.
It can be transferred through feces, apparently. Really? I heard this today, actually.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
So...
I'm screwed.
What kind of life are you living where that's the possibility? Is my question.
Myself, no, but a lot of alternative lifestyles out there.
Or as a medical professional, who's handling fecal occult specimens as they are handed to me that have to be given. That's how feces can.
Little pentagrams on and shit.
The occult feces.
Yeah.
But I mean, to quote Quinn, my best gay friend, douche before you use, man.
What?
In other words, he's saying before you really have wanted an excuse to talk about this.
Because
you must clean.
Do you remember Quinn? My buddy.
Quinn. I rock his hat.
He and I are very close, and I've seen some of his male conquests. So he listens to this. I just want Quinn, be safe. Have fun.
Also, visit us.
If you're being intimate, I don't think you got to worry about the dookie being the thing that spreads the coronavirus. It's
one more thing.
You're gonna get it,
Quinn, bro. Enough with the old.
Not everyone kisses.
Enough with the old guys. All right, go ahead.
Like,
don't kiss.
Bert Kirshner says,
mind you, this is the coronavirus update that needs to happen.
After safe sex, just have her face the wall, so if she coughs, it's over there. Thank you, Bert.
I'm still aroused. I don't know. All right. So anyway, that's it. So of course, visit www.cdc.gov/coronavirus/2019 if you want any more information. As the coronavirus continues to ravage our society, but we're still here. We're having a good time.
So it's not a hoax anymore, right?
Who? Listen, I
don't give a fuck.
I'm going to report on it as if it is true because that's my responsibility too. Plus, I don't want to get blocked on any medias. Okay.
So, hey, I will say this. I think that the biggest issue with this, the reason why the late delay, is that everyone was comparing it to a flu when they should have been comparing it to something a little bit more accurate, which is actually SARS.
Like, since it's a coronavirus, right?
Yeah, no, it makes more sense that way.
Right? You think, right?
It's a SARS. It destroys your lung tissue. This does not give you the sniffles.
Have you ever played Connect the Dots?
Yes.
So this is a Connect the Dots with only 2 dots.
Just color. It's Well, it's like, but everyone decided to do.
That's true.
Yeah, but an uninformed an uninformed society will come to their own conclusions, and that's just the reality of it. Now, if that's the reality. They purposely said that they chose not to say that it's a SARS because they didn't want people to freak out about another SARS outbreak. They said no, it's Corona. I literally, that's what they did. They said instead of saying, by the way, this is a new really bad SARS to avoid panic, they said let's just focus on the Corona part.
Really good.
But that's not our fault. That's the experts.
It's the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans in South Beach of Miami partying all fucking day.
Bro, that's a bunch of gringos. Let's be real.
Okay, and
no, seriously. I didn't see one Hispanic guy down there unless he was busting the tables or serving the drinks. That's it.
It was a bunch of white kids from New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Everybody was from California, New York, and everybody else. It came down like, I want to have fun on my spring break.
Me individually, I know what the coronavirus is. I just don't care about it. My whole selling, like as soon as they said you can stay home, I was sold. Me too. Maybe it's because I'm old, but like for damn sure, I'm gonna be safe because I don't want to fucking. If I can stay home and play video games, yeah. Hey, you got me. If you tell me this was a common cold, stay home. Yeah, whatever. It's super serious. Let's go.
Let me explain to you guys something very clearly. They trolled me. When I got the negative results, by the way, I was tested for the coronavirus due to a potential exposure. I was negative. When they called me, okay, it was a recording message the first time. Okay, this is what they said. It said,
"Please call back."
First it said this is an important message from this hospital system. It says, if this is your birthday, press 1. I pressed 1. It says, your COVID-19 test results hold on. Have come back negative. Please continue washing your hands and go back to work. Literally, this is not a joke. Those are legit pauses in the recording. It said, your COVID-19 results, and this is me. Have come back. Then it goes, negative. Please return to work until you wash your hands and do social distancing. And it hung up. And this is me at work. I was like, that was it. I was so sad. So trust me. It was. I don't know. Why did you do that? That was so not fair. But no, it's true. I am negative. And but yeah, I'm not thinking about it. All I think about is 14 days. I want 14 days to come out of my disability. I want to go lay down. Absolutely. And then I realized I'm an essential part, and I can't do that. And I have to deal with the nonsense. It's just like Flex over here. So,
and me,
and of course Garbanzo, who literally went back in the thick of things because that's the kind of man that he is. He went back into the thick of things. He was given
population. The public needed service.
He was given the opportunity.
I had to assist,
and he said that's me. I am Garbanzo, and I will go out there and assist to make things better. That's what Garbanzo is, the Boy Scout of the group.
Now, I will say this though.
Yes.
I have 3 packs. I have 3 packs of sanitizing wipes in the car. I bring with me 2 pairs of gloves always, and I use their gloves all the time. I carry around 3. Oh, I have the beard, so even if I wear the mask, it doesn't do shit. So it's no point. It's wasting.
What did I tell you? Put a Publix bag over your head, okay, and then just tie it up real tight around your neck. Nothing's getting in.
Or drink bleach.
There you go.
Clean you out.
Now,
and of course, please visit cdc.gov for the real stuff.
No, I'm honest. If you drink bleach, you will not die from coronavirus.
It's true. We can make that I did see something on Instagram that is actually it's extremely important that people hear this, because Instagram is it's truth, right? Anyways,
pure truth.
Apparently, it has, as of right now, it has not been known that any type of marijuana assists or protects you in the instance of corona. But this gentleman, being the amazing individual he is going to continue testing himself until something else happens. So at least be assured that there's at least one person out there that's going to be at least trying science on himself to try to better humanity.
That's really good. That's actually good. Oh, right. Hold on. Let me put on my Buzz Killington hat. You ready? You know what's actually really sad? Smoking weed actually makes you more susceptible.
Why? Because it weakens the lungs?
Because it affects your lungs specifically.
It affects your lungs, dude.
Yeah.
but
it's
not
a
using it.
respiratory infection.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wish the guy best of luck, but stay inside.
Edibles, guys, edibles.
Yeah,
Just
edibles and
Thank you.
oils.
There you go.
Water tinctures.
Again, we here at the Keepin the Geek Bros podcast do not condone the use of any illegal or semi-legal or partially
It's not
illegal.
illegal.
Partially legal. It's not. You can't use it for
As long as you have your
recreational use.
card.
Exactly, but it's not for recreational use.
It's science,
Anyway,
bro.
yes, we definitely don't condone any of that. So, yes, moving on.
Magically,
We're moving
it's
on to
free stuff.
the fresh scent of marijuana. What's new in the gaming world? Are there any video games out this week by Dark Horse?
Yeah. Actually, there are. I mean, I'm sure you're not surprised, but it's only like 4 games.
Yeah.
We have, well, actually, this week started on the 31st, correct? So, what? No, 30th? 31st. All right, so let's go. We're going to start on the 31st. We have, let's see. Okay, so we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered for the PS4, PC, Xbox One. And let's see, we have Bubble Friends 4 for the Nintendo Switch. We have The Complex for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. Good Company, Steam Early Access for the PC. Now we are on April 2nd. We have Endzoned, A World Apart, Steam Early Access. April 3rd, we have Resident Evil 3 for the PC, Xbox One, and PS4. We have In Other Waters, PC and Nintendo Switch. And then lastly, April 7th, we have Disaster Report 4 for the PC, PS4, and Nintendo Switch.
And that's so sad. But thank you so much, Darkflex. We're going to move on to Super Mario Remasters coming.
Wait. Mountain Blade Bannerlord, guys. Mountain Blade Bannerlord came out.
What's that?
When?
Came out, let's see.
What is that?
It's actually
a
pretty gangster
PC
game.
game. Came out yesterday.
Damn it.
Yeah. And it's actually fucking amazing.
It is really good. I haven't played it, but I know what it is. Let's see.
Mountain Blade
so
Bannerlord.
here. Oh, yeah. I actually didn't scroll up enough. So Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord Steam Early Access for the PC, March 30th.
And is that it for the games this week?
Yeah. It's actually a pretty good game. I recommend watching a trailer or gameplay. It's actually pretty interesting.
Oh, I'll look it up. Why not? I mean, I'm playing Xbox now. Anything's possible.
I mean, if you like Kingdom Come Deliverance, it's similar to that.
I don't know what the hell that is either.
It's on Game Pass, man. No excuses.
There's only one way to ask Vibe questions if he likes things. Listen, do you like violence?
I do.
Okay, that's it. You don't have to go any further.
There's a whole process to this.
There's nothing else to sell them on this.
It's
It's like, you like swords, you like putting swords in people. There you go.
All right, we're gonna move on now to Super Mario Remasters coming to Nintendo Switch for 30th anniversary. This article comes from Polygon.com, brought to you by Roz. Roz!
Yo, 35 years Mario's been around, and now Nintendo is going to release a remaster of a lot of their games. Apparently starting with Mario 64. Moving up to Mario 3D World, Paper Mario. A lot of this is like
Paper Mario was the shit.
Yeah, Paper Mario was fucking amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my god.
Mario Galaxy's getting a remaster. Mario Sunshine.
Love that one.
Mario Sunshine. Mario Sunshine. Yes.
Now all of this is really cool. And then when Nintendo was reached for comment, they said, "We have nothing to announce," which is something that they'd say if they had something to announce at a later time. So this is something I think we should all be looking forward to if we're fans of Mario games.
I am.
Now, is this going to be like a digital download thing or something, or what?
Man, honestly, I don't see them releasing this as physical media because nothing is fucking selling on physical media. Final Fantasy VII came out, I think, yesterday in Australia because it broke its release date. You know, nobody's getting the physical releases. So what the rumor is this game is going to be a bundle, which is going to have all of these games remastered in one collection, which would be great because I don't want to buy all of these games piecemeal.
Take my money.
Yeah, take my
especially because Nintendo taxes is exorbitant. They are more than liable to sell each and every one of these remasters for $60 fucking.
Yes.
This is Nintendo.
Yes. Man, 35 years. That's almost as old as you guys.
That is as old as
That's
me.
a pretty long time.
Yeah.
That's
That's
almost old.
where we're at, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
I didn't
Ross,
realize
how
that
old are
Mario
you?
came out when I was.
I actually don't know your age.
Yeah, you just literally
35.
Mario.
Oh.
Living that Mario lifestyle.
That's
so,
right.
Vibe 35, Ross 35, Garponzo 37.
39 and a half, but yeah. He
38.
looks really good for pushing 40, you know.
Yeah, I am pushing 40 right out the fucking way.
There's no gray in his
Right.
beard.
I love
Who cares about age?
He's doing about a number. All right, we're gonna move on to Battle Chasers Night War review. This is for me because I love this game so much.
All right, let's jump in the time machine.
Okay. So, Battle Chasers Night War is a turn-based role-playing game developed by Airship Syndicate and published by THQ Nordic. Was released in October 2017. That is how behind I am for Microsoft Windows, Mac, PlayStation 4. I didn't even know it was there. Xbox, and on May 2018, which is even later for Switch and Linux. I'm playing the shit out of this game on Xbox. This is the first thing I downloaded, and the first thing I've been playing, and I'm addicted to this game. One, it was from the developers who previously made Darksiders 1 and 2. Thank you very much, Roz. And the game is just classic RPG with very modern graphics. I didn't even realize this game is like three years old. It looks like it's a game coming out like literally this year. The graphics are fun. The story is it's a typical RPG story. It's a quest. The finishing moves are awesome. The animation is awesome. The graphics are fantastic. The gameplay is, again, traditional RPG, turn-based, but it's so much fun. Like, I know I'm going to finish this game, and I rarely finish games now. You guys already know that Kingdom Hearts, not finished, and I love me some Kingdom Hearts. I went all the way to this. No, I'm still playing that. Come on now. Okay, just because I missed a couple of days doesn't mean anything. I'm obsessed with Night Chasers. Once I beat Battle Chasers, I'm good to go.
We'll be on something else.
No, well then I'll follow you on to something else.
Yeah, we'll head over to Warframe for a little bit.
Okay, well, I have a bunch of games downloaded, by the way, to play
well, with we can definitely do the Master Chief Collection, especially since they added all the DLCs on there now.
Which one is that? Can I download that? Is that Halo? What is
that?
It?
It's free. It's a Halo Pass. It's Halo 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah,
ODST,
yeah. I downloaded all those.
Reach,
Those are all sitting there. But yes, I absolutely recommend Battle Chasers to anybody who's yearning for those old school turn-based RPGs. Like, I mean, classic. There's no gimmicks. You get your weapons, you change out your gear, you level up, you get perk points to add special, I don't know what I want to call them, perks, I guess. What the hell does that mean?
Japanese RPG.
I think it's a derogatory term. Oh.
Okay, so okay. What's the difference between RPG and Japanese RPG?
So the JRPG nomenclature came about because
they
were differentiating between.
I'm kidding. So
RPGs made in Japan and Western RPGs, which at the time were called CRPGs, computer RPGs. JRPGs are usually turn-based and they're linear. They don't have the ability for you to affect the story. You're basically on a ride to the end.
Exactly. I love those.
Western RPGs are usually not turn-based, and the stories are dynamic and change with your decisions.
Can I ask you a question? Can you give me an example of a Western RPG versus a classic example of a Japanese RPG?
So a classic example of a Western RPG and a classic example of a Japanese RPG would be Western RPG would be something like Baldur's Gate, or Wizardry, or Ultima. A classic.
Actually, how about something like Red Dead Redemption?
No, and a classic Japanese RPG would be something like Final Fantasy, or Dragon Quest, or Suikoden.
So I'm not an RPG man. I'm a JRPG man because that's what I like. That's what I thought. I thought RPGs are RPGs, and the only other difference is the massive amount of world. But I'm a JRPG guy. But yes, then I repeat, if you guys are enjoying JRPGs, this is a classic. This is fantastic. I recommend it. I'm still playing it, and it has me hooked. It is, and literally, it's the very first game I got off of Game Pass. I just looked at it, said RPG. I said, why the hell not? And it's fun. I enjoy it. So I do recommend Battle Chasers to anybody. I am milking it for all it's worth, meaning I am doing every single thing I can do because. I think Roz told me the game is I would say short, but how many hours is it?
I beat the game in like 20 hours.
Yeah.
And I think you're pushing like 50. I'm impressed.
I am because I'm really I'm leveling up.
You're getting everything out of it.
Every single thing. And I'm not that kind of guy, but I love this game that much.
You're going to be
the different
so
hunts,
overpowered at the end. You're gonna be like a god by the time you get to the end of that game.
and that's
I love when that happens.
Yeah, I love it exactly. But the game is pretty fun, and I this is the most fun I've had with a game since Let's Go Pikachu, and that's the most fun I had with a game in a long time.
That's a really weird kind of comparison. I'm not.
Not saying if you like Let's Go Pikachu, you love this game. But what I'm saying though, for me personally, because you guys already know, I will start the games on this podcast and I will not finish them. I just don't finish them. I lose interest. Something throws me off. For Kingdom Hearts, it's Frozen. For Jedi Fallen Order, it's Kashyyyk. And I think the Kashyyyk thing because I believe that the movie no, and the game's not hard, but for some reason I couldn't get over Saul Guerrero being there. Like it broke canon for me.
He's barely there, bro.
It's not that barely. But the fact that he's there and it broke canon for me, I'm like, how many Jedi this guy
immediately
no,
after you meet him?
All of them.
You know,
they made Star Killer right after that.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like, you know, Jedi was supposed to be sparing and you know, like a myth, but you got people popping up everywhere. I'm just like, no. I mean, the universe.
I can
it's a galaxy.
And argue this whole point.
It's not.
But I'm not going to.
Planet.
Not even. We don't have that much time.
True.
Fantastic.
So anyway, but yes, Battle Chasers. Check it out. If you play the game or you like the game, please email us keepbros@0@yahoo.com. You know, let me know. Let me know what you're up to. Let me know if you're enjoying it. Let's read some of you guys' reviews. I love to hear it. So moving on to Inebriated Fitness. Darflex is an exercise physiologist with a BS in exercise and sports science. He is a certified CSCS strength conditioning coach, a CISSN sports nutritionist, sports injury specialist, and currently a MMA weight cut specialist and nutritionist. Best at-home workout tips for the modern quarantine life. I'm throwing that to you, Flex, as I am now suffering from, oh my God, I can't go to the gym on my lunch break, and I'm thinking about food, and it's killing me with this intermittent fasting. I'm not breaking it, but I'm sitting in my car, and then I'm not picking up my kids from work. And on the way back from work on the way back from school, it's the gym. All I can do is what? Walk around my complex? Save me, Darflex.
Okay, goddamn. And this is frustrating. But okay, so the good thing is for someone like you and a majority of our listeners, I'll address both points, but you know, they're probably not that experienced when it comes to resistance training in the sense of muscular adaptation. So you can do very little and actually get a lot out of it based on your current level of fitness. But like you said, walk around. Why don't you sprint?
No, the sprint. I mean, anything but sprints. I can't stand sprints.
You just want to stay active, get your heart rate up, bro.
Correct.
Your best friend, jump rope. Go outside, do some burpees.
Okay. Burpees,
some jumping jacks.
Yes, that works.
You know, push-ups, crunches, planks. That's not really gonna. I mean, the amount that you have to do, unless you're like incredibly untrained, the amount you have to do to like make a difference. Right. It's not that great. I mean, I would recommend it for mobility if you need to keep your joints lubricated and moving. It's great, just do some swimmers, do some correctors for your upper back. But it's super simple. Something like a jump rope, something like burpees, even like something like a heavy object. Could be a box or something, some rocks, whatever. Okay. Use them as resistance. Now, if you're someone who is traditionally trained, it's going to be tough because if your goal is strength, if your goal is power out, well, actually, you could get away with power. But if your goal is strength, or hypertrophy, getting bigger, it's going to be a bit difficult because unless you have the equipment at home to be able to get that external load you need for strength or for size, it's going to be tough. But what you can do is keep your heart healthy, though. You can definitely keep your heart healthy. And it sucks, too, because if you're juicing, like if you're taking hormone therapy right now, it's such a waste of money because you can't really do anything for it. But another thing for our listeners too is we're actually selling at-home quarantine bodyweight programs right now on darustrong.com, and it's 50% off. But here's a little secret a lot of people don't know. If you look at my Instagram page and if you look at our YouTube page, again, Daru Strong, and you can look at my Instagram page, I post it as well too. I'm putting those programs and videos up there for free.
Ooh.
So, I mean. Take it for what it is. I mean, for sure, buy it. You can have it for the rest of your life, but it's up there. It's up there for free. Actually, a majority of our content is up there for free. So if you ever need some ideas or some visual instruction on how to do it. It's up there, and it's all very easy. All you need is your body. You need maybe some bands, or pick up your kit, or pick up if you have small weights. Nothing crazy, just to stay healthy, keep your heart rate up. Just
I could
kind
see
of
some people using their children as weights. That's possible.
yeah. I mean, I've used my biggest dog as weights, and she loves it. I throw her over my shoulder, and she starts wagging her tail, looking over the fence. So just again.
Valid point, sir.
The biggest takeaway from this is don't use this as an excuse, because again, unless you're an athlete, there's so much you can do at home by literally just moving. Squats, body squats, jumps, jump rope, burpees. I mean, yeah, sure, go for some planks. Build up some.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Couch stretches, couch movements, anything. Don't think that you have to become, because first of all, if your first thought is, oh my God, I need this equipment to do this, you probably don't actually work out, even if there wasn't a quarantine. So get that out of your mind. Okay. It's super simple.
I need an elliptical trainer.
How dare you? Because that's exactly what I was saying. I said I don't have my elliptical to do my high intensity cardio. I don't have my thing. So that's exactly what I was saying.
I saw a pretty funny video online, and I know it was meant as a joke, but it is pretty effective. Going into your bathroom, putting dish detergent on the floor, and using your floor as a treadmill. That works, man. That works. If you're putting the reps in, it works.
Don't slip on it.
Again, just don't confuse what the results are going to be. I mean, for the most part, yeah. For the most part, you're going to just be working on heart rate variability and cardiovascular endurance. You can definitely do resistance training, but again, you have to find the proper resistance for you specifically. Everything I'm giving you is generic. We're all individuals. None of us, run the same way. Again, check out our programs. And if you want to ask some questions on our, shoot us an email. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your fitness or health or dietary questions. Again, free of charge. And check out our pages. Everything is there for free. But if you want to buy it, it's 50% off.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Oh, is that? I thought somebody was coming to clap. Would she clap?
Oh, that was my thighs. I'm gonna deal with mosquitoes.
Oh, it sounded like clapping. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Oh, did you want to say something?
Well, actually, I want to see if I know we hadn't planned on it, but there's something that just came out, and I want to use that as for Garbone's Corner.
You from the closet?
Okay. Well, let me. You wanna type it in there for me, sir, and I'll just throw it in there after before.
You could literally just announce it, and that just for Garbanzo's Corner. I'm talking about the just an announcement from Disney right now.
Is it twins? Are you guys having twins? Is that what it is?
Oh, I wish. Are you kidding me? Get them both out of the way at once. That'd be amazing.
Get them out of the way at once. That's smart. Yeah.
That's if.
And then it'll be the easiest names. Luke and Leia. I'm done.
Oh please, she's not gonna let you name them Luke and Leia.
Yes, she will.
I am.
She won't.
No, she won't.
Yes, she will.
She will
Hold
not
on,
let
gentlemen.
name kids Luke
You
and
can
Leia.
read this, but do not say it aloud.
Okay, with no dead air. Blah 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 blah. Hey,
look,
come on.
I know. So I'm pretty sure she agreed to walking down the aisle to the whether the Star Wars theme or whether the Imperial March.
Actually,
that is a far cry.
She actually walked out to Leia's theme. Okay.
Okay. That's a far cry. But, yeah. One instance walking through Leia's theme in a movie is different than letting you name your kids. Okay.
So
please.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it until I hear it from her mouth. I don't believe it.
When this is over, you can ask her.
No.
So really quick, story. This reminds me of this guy I went to high school with who, right after we finished high school. It was not mine. Right after we finished high school, this guy had a kid with his girlfriend and named his firstborn child Sephiroth.
Oh, that is awesome shit.
So this kid is growing up today. Fuck, he's what? He's 14 years old by now. This poor douchebag is named fucking Sephiroth.
Oh man,
because his parents thought it'd be a cool ass name to give him.
So he's called, so they call him Chef, maybe Chef.
I don't know. I just remember when I'd be talking to him and he'd be like, Sephi, come here. We're like, oh dude, you guys did your fucking kid a disservice.
Oh, that is a shame.
It's like name your kid Shathid.
or Sheev.
Or Usnavi.
Usnavi, maybe.
Hey, Usnavi. Okay, so hey, just a real quick Garbanzo's corner. I'm just gonna throw myself in there real quick. So, and this is literally gonna take only
outline
about 30
me
or
down.
45 seconds.
Sorry.
Outline.
I need to do the outro first. I need to do the outro first. Okay, thank you, sir. If you want more fitness and nutrition tips, or you like to see some sweet UFC posting, please follow my man here on Instagram. That's Darth_Flex, DARTH_FLEXX. Garbanzo's corner.
All right, so real quick, and then we move on. But Disney just announced about 30 minutes ago, actually about 3-4 hours ago. My number is no good. Mulan will be actually is going to be released digitally to everywhere.
Disney Plus
on April 17th.
To Disney Plus?
As of right now, I'm assuming it will be Disney Plus, but yeah.
No, the problem is what they did with what's the one that just came out? Onward. So it goes on like pay-per-view first, and then it'll.
No, it's not going to go on Disney Plus first. It's probably going to be like you can purchase it on Apple TV or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It'll be like $20 for the movie. I actually recently saw Onward. I've seen Onward, and I actually like.
Oh, because he wanted to go and get the drinks
I wanted to see this sucker on the big screen. I wanted to get myself my Mulan cocktail. I wanted to stare at the
theater.
From what I have been seeing, they had like a little mini documentary kind of thing on Disney Plus, and it actually talked about the making Mulan, and the stuff that they're doing. It's a lot of it. It's going to be was done on. In China, with the actual areas where supposedly the battles took place in the mountains. They went all out. They went all out. So I have a feeling this is going to be an epic movie.
Yes, an epic movie I'm watching on my phone. Like, come on. I mean, give me a break.
Listen,
that's terrible news.
Look, how about this? Come to the house. I have a half-working 65-inch screen TV.
Half working.
He can't trick off in your house, bro.
I'm not doing that. I do that when I get home afterwards. I'm thinking about her and all the set photos.
You don't put a hole in the popcorn container and just go to town on your shit?
No, I don't. A, I'm pretty sure the popcorn will chafe it, and B, no.
No, last time he burned himself on the butter is what happened.
I don't know if this movie's going to be any good, to be honest. So.
Really?
I'm going in with no fucking expectations.
I'm going in that girl
because Lion King sucked. So.
Well, of course, Lion King sucked. It was a animated remake, and it was a cash grab. It wasn't. Listen, don't give me. Anybody watch Aladdin? Aladdin was terrible.
Oh, Aladdin was horrible. Aladdin is a fucking cash grab, dude. This is them desperately trying to like get that Chinese money, and guess what? It's not even going to release in China now.
Mulan is probably the only movie the only Disney animated movie that could legitimately hold its own as a live action remake. It's the only one that makes sense to me. So when I saw it, I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Make it epic. Make it sexy.
You know what?
You're telling me there can't be a live action Rescuers Down Under?
If they use
I'm so angry. I literally said I can't wait for the announced Rescuers Down Under.
Oh no!
You're such an asshole. You're such an.
I actually prefer the Rescuers, the original one first.
That was really good.
I liked it more the Rescuers Down Under. I did.
Listen, I like the really weird Disney movies. Like I like The Great Mouse Detective.
It's a great one. One of the best villains ever was
freaking Ratigan, man.
Ratigan. Oh, also Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I'll be honest, I'm very partial to that movie when I was a kid.
Because it has Angela Lansbury. I respect
it. The Secrets of NIMH is pretty good too.
That's Don Bluth, man.
Doesn't matter. It's fucking good.
Not Disney.
It has rats in it. It has rats. It's similar to Rescuers.
It's not Disney.
It's the same fucking shit. They just have different accents. Some are black, some are Bulgarian, whatever. It doesn't matter.
The Aristocrats is not just a joke.
That's a good movie, actually.
These are randomly things that I like. I like All Dogs Go to Heaven. That thing was
too sad.
Fantastic. The Brave Little Toaster. That's legit. That thing is.
Do you know there's actually a Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars?
Yes.
Oh God, why?
I have not watched it. It's on Disney Plus.
Really?
I will watch it.
It's actually good. It's not bad.
That's gonna be an inebriated review, that's for sure, because that's gonna kill my childhood. I want something dark and scary.
Spoiler alert: he doesn't make it to Mars because it doesn't exist.
It doesn't. You're right.
According to I'm just fucking.
You literally just. Oh my God! His face was like, my chance is here.
Just full disclosure, Ross. Anything I say that has to do with cosmology or any kind of like planets or something like that is purely. What's the word I'm looking for?
That's satirical.
I'll take that.
Or trying to antagonize me.
Yeah, satire to piss off Five.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Don't think less of me because I'm definitely not.
Don't think less of you. So wait, it's okay to think less of me.
A little stronger than I expected.
No.
Oh no wonder it's 11%.
You some bitch. All right, where are we now? Where are we in this thing? Okay. SqueezyBits Picks. We're gonna play this clip, and I'm gonna have you guys listen to it because that's what we do in this world. So let me share my screen. Let me take my port off. Hold on. All right, start sharing. Unplug my thing. Bring this up. No, wrong. This is it. There we go.
Wait, what was that on your window?
Nothing.
China has lost over 21 million mobile users in the last 3 months. The sharp decline is unusual as Chinese use their phones for pretty much everything.
Cell phones are an indispensable part of life. Only in extreme circumstances would people stop using their cell phones.
Chinese use phones for everything from cashless payments for just about anything to paying rent and transport. But in January and February, 3 Chinese mobile carriers saw a sharp decline in users. Users increased during the same period in 2019, 2018, and 2017.
It can be said without a doubt that the over 21 million drop in user numbers is related to the CCP virus outbreak.
Tong says virus deaths might have contributed to the count. An insider working in China's telecom industry told him that the lost users all met a specific criteria. The accounts they used required no minimum spending and had zero spending activity for the past month. According to the insider, accounts that require no minimum spending make up about 5% of China's total mobile users. Owners of these accounts tend to be in low-income groups in China's Midwest area. Many are migrant workers and college students. China has over 280 million migrant workers and 28 million college students. Assuming that about 5% of them have such accounts and stopped using their cell phones, that's about 15 million. There's still a 6 million gap that can't be explained.
I speculate hundreds of thousands or perhaps 1 million Chinese people have died from the CCP virus. Of course, there will be no account activities after the death, which contributed to the sharp drop in numbers.
Days after the data was released, China's top anti-corruption organ announced changes for the 3 major Chinese carriers. Authorities said the service options were too complex and needed to be refined. But Tong says the data reflects to a certain extent the casualties and economic impact brought by the virus. He said it's likely the Chinese authorities are using the new changes as a cover. Reporting by Juliet Song, NTD News, New York.
And yay, what is that? Drones. Okay, so gentlemen, that's China loses 21 million users in the last 3 months. Discuss.
They're all dead.
No, they're not. Come on.
No, I'm kidding.
China's not a black hole of information. You know, that's how people found out that the Wuhan virus, you know, before change to COVID-19, was happening in Wuhan. You know, China wasn't the one telling us; it was the people using social media. So 21 million people dying, or 15 million people dying, is kind of a enormous number to just happen with no, you know,
out of
backup.
Out of how many billion people do they have?
1.5 billion.
Yeah, but then how would you?
We're looking at less than 2-3%.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about the numbers, you know, not being a drop in the bucket to their population. I'm talking about the fact that if 15 million people had died, you would have seen that escaping, you know, China. That information would have been told by the people in China. It would have been, you know, on social media, it would have been known. You know, like this is speculation.
So you think it's mostly maybe just people couldn't afford their bill?
I mean, everybody got quarantined. They didn't need their cell phones. They literally shut down vast parts of China, like full stop. You go home, we're locking you in. You saw those videos of them putting chains on people's doors. The shit was crazy.
But does that equate to, all right, well, I'm just not going to use my cell phone at all?
Yeah, it doesn't. If you're
the 21 million users doesn't equate to 21 million deaths. I am 100% sure that they are off on their actual official death count by like a fucking order of magnitude, but not 21 million. That would make it the highest death toll of any pandemic so far.
Let's say even if 1 million mobile users can't be accounted for, what would that?
Let's say 5 million out of the 21.
Yeah, I'm saying like
5 million.
The simple fact is that if we're not going to assume that these people are quote unquote dead, then what other excuse? Especially when they said in this news report that most, they're counting people who are using apps that don't even require payment. It's just using your phone. Period is what they're counting, and they're not being used. There's no data coming from their phones. Then what other what else can we think it could be happening? What else? What is your idea if it's not they're not dead?
The report coming from the Associated Press right now is saying that it's mainly due to reduced business and social activities resulting from the COVID-19 outbreak. Many customers in China have multiple SIM cards, and it's common that they use their non-primary SIM cards to do these activities. I would take even that with, a grain of salt, because I'm not really buying much of what's coming out of China when it comes to COVID-19. But with that said, I don't see 21 million people dying, without that information coming out. We know that they are, God, this might get a little too political, but we know that they are literally harvesting the organs of Muslim minorities in China, even though China is doing everything in their power to cover that up. So 21 million people dying to COVID-19 would have gotten out.
Well, what if this is the way of it getting out? What if this literally is the way it's getting out?
This was reported. This is reported by NTD Television, which is kind of a propaganda news company. Not that they're run by the Falun Gong practitioners, which are persecuted by China, so they have a reason to be consistently undermining China. Again, they are very justified in how they run their news, but this isn't really being reported outside of these really niche news sources.
Okay.
And again, it's not coming out of the social media bubble of China. People would be talking to other people. It wouldn't be just these news reporters reporting on rumors. Does that make sense?
I understand it, but I don't know if I would want to report it on social media and then become one of the 21 million that vanish and then
again, I will remind you that they have failed to hide the fact that they are harvesting the organs of political prisoners. So that's kind of
that's huge, though. Jesus.
Flex, you have any interest in this at all?
I honestly don't know enough to say anything that, damn, that's crazy. Not really my interest, so I don't really look this stuff up. So I don't really know enough to really give you an argument or any kind of description like Roz or you just gave. I'm just happy it's not me.
Same.
Garbanzo, any final thoughts before we move on? Any thoughts, Garbanzo, before we move on?
Negative. No, I got nothing.
There you go, SqueezyBits. This is what we're thinking. I don't know what to think, and Roz is thinking with a grain of salt. Thought. So, but SqueezyBits, why don't you email us or tell us what you think? We'd love, or even better, why don't you send us a video of what you think, and we'd love to discuss that. And with that, we're moving on to our And with that, we're moving on to our newest segment. Vibe is always right. It's about time that I've made my
own disclosure. It's a joke. Okay, go ahead.
It's about time that I gave myself my own segment, and it is inspired by an encounter that I had recently at the dollar store. So it's thank you for your service, a dollar store story. Now, Was it Monday, Tuesday? I don't know, whatever day it was. I went to the dollar store, it's Dollar General, and I was in there in my full healthcare outfit. It's a tie, it's a suit, it's badge, just everything like that. Business attire. And I went in just to grab a couple of things, and the counter clerk said, "Oh, it's 10% off." I said, "Really? Well, thanks." He goes, no, it's for healthcare workers and first responders. You just gotta come with your badge. I said, "I did not know that." She's like, "Oh no, it just started today." I said, "Well, that's great, cool." And then she bags me up, she rings me up. I'm feeling great, and as I take the bag, she looks at me dead in my face and says, "Thank you for your service." I do a double take, and I'm like, "No, thank you," and I kind of walked out. It was awkward because whenever you hear things like "thank you for your service," you immediately think military. You think people serving overseas getting shot at. So when I heard that, I didn't know whether to feel honored or to feel placated to, because it just I don't know if that phrase "thank you for your service" can really apply to me or health workers in general. Not to say that what we're not doing is important, but that term, when you think of that term, you're thinking of people who literally get up every day and they may die, kind of thing. And I mean, like, as a profession, like when you become a police officer, you might be in a shootout. When you go to the military, you're going to be shot at. That's when you work in healthcare. Yeah, there may be a pandemic, there may be a sickness, you might get sick, you might get poked with a needle, but that is not an everyday occurrence. That's actually that's the rarity. Pandemics are what, one every 100 apparently. Mass casualties come once maybe a year, but mostly you walk in, you do what you gotta do, you walk out, and all you're afraid of is not getting spit on, sneezed on, or getting accidentally poked by a needle. But that's what I think when I think of healthcare in general, especially for the typical healthcare worker. So why am I bringing this up? Because when I heard that, I felt kind of off about the "thank you for your service" part, and I thought immediately of Darflex. Darflex, he was blown up in the Hindu Kush, so like and I don't know, like, how would he have felt if he was in back of the line here, and some lady looked at me with my suit and tie, with a badge, and saying "thank you for your service." How would a military or a cop or a fireman feel in general when that term is being thrown at some random healthcare worker that is picking up bread? So I throw that question to you, Flex. Um, I was told very seriously, real eye contact, "Thank you for your service." As a military man, what do you think? Remember, you're blown up in Hindu Kush.
Want to be the first one to tell you that, yeah, thank you for your service. It's because of the things that I did and injuries that I had that I am actually very grateful for people like you, our nurses, our docs, and everybody, even the field surgeons. Absolutely, the field surgeons, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely, man. Like, just because you're not holding a weapon or because you're not, fighting for your country, allegedly, it doesn't mean that you should be thanked for your service. You're absolutely doing something that is vital to the human economy, to the human people.
I never said anything about appreciating the role that anybody does in their job. But I mean the phrase itself, "thank you for your service." It for lack of a better term or whatever, it is, when you think of that phrase, you think military. I mean, I do. I think that whenever somebody thanks you for your service, whenever I've ever heard "thank you for your service," it's always been in reference to the military. "I'm back on leave. Thank you for your service. I'm back from. I thank you for your service. I've been blown up. Thank you for your service." When I hear that actual phrase, "thank you for your service," I'm not saying don't appreciate people, don't appreciate healthcare workers, but what I'm saying, though, that phrase automatically gave me a military vibe. That's why I said what I said in the group chat. I felt like I was thanked for coming back from Iraq. That's what it felt like to me. That's what I'm saying. Is that phrase? Am I wrong for thinking immediately? Well, that phrase belongs to the military.
I do understand where you're coming from. But in all honesty, at the same time, the whole thanking for your service is the fact is that you are doing it voluntarily. You could easily choose a different profession. Like someone who's in the military and chooses to do in the military, they are taking the service and doing that service. Being a police officer, being a firefighter, being a doctor. The fact of the matter is that's why she said it the way she said it. Now, yes, is although you're, I want to say it's like, okay, Flex, question for you.
You know what? It's because
for a pogue, right? So, person other than Grunt. So say someone who's an office clerk in the Army. Now, honestly, on the big scale of things, huh?
Oh, what?
Yeah. So they still do a service for the country, whether it's putting in orders for food, putting orders for your uniforms, doing paperwork and things like that for the office. But they're still part of the cog of the bigger machine. Are they the hammer? No, they're just one of the many wheels to help turn it. Yes.
But does that desk clerk
here?
Does that desk clerk earn the phrase "Thank you for your service" and all that it implies? That's what I'm saying.
You're serving your country, man.
I think that we're kind of not digesting Vibes' question properly. I think what you're saying is the fact that the stigma that thank you for your service should be connected with military.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I think Vibe, if I was your question is interesting, and what Darflex said is true too. But I think people conflate military service and hero worship. Like just because you joined the military, doesn't automatically mean that you are an amazing person. But you do thank that person for their service because they went out of their way to join the fucking military. We're not under a draft. So they went into the service, and they're doing a service for the country. A medical professional now is doing way more to benefit our society than some poor guy stationed in Germany, let alone Afghanistan or Iraq. Yeah, right.
Germany's a shit.
So somebody saying to you, thank you for your service, shit, that actually plays very well because you are genuinely providing a service for our society that makes a humongous difference. You are helping.
But then we should be getting thank you for your service every day, not because this is a prime example to sit there and say, let me show you appreciation.
I agree with you.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree with you.
The phrase "thank you for your service" sounds like you are literally going into a war zone. And I'm not saying that combating the COVID-19 pandemic is not a war zone. But what I am saying though is that if you're gonna make it generalized and say, well, it's because of healthcare and healthcare is very important to society, especially now, then that phrase should have existed from get-go, as opposed to all of a sudden now you're like, wait a minute, healthcare is important. We should absolutely say thank you for your service. What I'm saying is that I don't think it is applicable because yes, there's a risk. Every job has a risk, but
true.
Some jobs, some professions are inherently more risky, and it's literally so when you join the military and you say thank you for your service, you come back from the military, you are accepting a huge risk of being deployed or being whatever. Not always, but
actually, a majority of the military are not in danger. I would say like maybe 75%. Most of them are just sitting behind a desk like we are right now. Most of them are overweight. Most of them are injured or disabled.
It's a minority of people.
It may be a minority, but I bet you it's that minority still overweighs their risk. Still overweighs the majority of what
vibes.
Maybe if it was the 1940s.
Yeah, but when people join the military, they go in understanding that they may be risking their life daily. When somebody joins the medical profession, they don't expect to be risking their lives. So now that they're in a situation where they're risking their lives and continuing to provide that service, I'm gonna thank them for their service. Thank you, because you know what? They could say, hey, fuck this noise. I'm gonna go home, sit on my ass, eat some fucking goldfish, and watch the new season
of
Cheetos. Sorry.
And look, for example, look at the Doctors Without Borders. Those guys are in much more danger than the military is.
That's an exaggerated term, and that of course earns a thank you for your service.
But I mean, like, still, like, they're medical profession. Like when I was in Djibouti, Africa, we tell them not to go out, and they still go out. And you know what? We actually let them die. If they're gonna get killed, we can't do nothing about it. And they're okay with that, again.
But they choose that though. That is a choice. They know that is legit. But I'm sorry, but I don't think that the before the COVID came,
you can choose to quit right now. Though.
You're right, but no, that's not the point. What I'm saying though is that I highly doubt that before COVID-19 came out to speak about a pandemic, that anybody in nursing school, anybody in medical school, or anybody in the MA school literally said, you know what? I know for a fact that there's a chance that I'm gonna be working through a pandemic. That is why I'm doing this.
I think
that was what they were thinking.
But it's still a minimal possibility.
Nobody
the
thinks
fact of the
about
matter
that
is that
possibility.
I do.
they still, are you kidding?
Yeah,
They still teach you that kind of stuff in
No,
middle
they
school.
don't.
Listen, man,
Nobody
okay.
woke up a couple months ago saying, you know what? We haven't had a pandemic in 100 years. It's coming soon. Give me a break.
Nobody's thinking that there's going to be a pandemic and they're going to live through a pandemic, but they're thinking about the fact that if something happens, they're going to keep being medical professionals. The Hippocratic Oath says what? Do no fucking harm. And bailing on your job in a time of need would be doing harm.
I just want to throw this out there that apparently Steve Jobs, not Steve Jobs, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates has been saying this is coming for 10 years.
Yep. He says that we are drastically under ready for something like this for the last 10 years.
We were ready.
It was bound to happen.
We were ready. We had the departments in place. We had the funding in place. But for some crazy reason, who knows why, 3.5 years ago, they were all, removed.
Oh,
and defunded.
I wonder why.
Vibe. Here's one thing that I do say thank you to your service. A bunch of people, one, as a joke, because it's a joke, obviously, and I say I text people YWMS, like you're welcome for my service, to fuck with them. But me and many other military personnel and veterans will get to this. When someone says thank you for your service, it's probably one of the most awkward things you can say to us, because it's like you're welcome, so I honestly prefer people don't say that to me unless you're like a stripper or something, but really it's just but look, honestly, that is one of the most awkward phrases that gets thrown around to veterans. Is
everyone feels uncomfortable when they hear it.
Yeah, because you're like you're welcome,
I never served in the military. I have a lot of friends and family that have and are in the military, and they all say similar things. It's like nothing feels more uncomfortable than being hero worship.
Yeah. It's like
I did a job.
Beer,
I did I signed a contract. I knew what I was getting into. I did my time. And when people worship, and again, Darth, you're the one to agree or disagree. It's like, you put somebody on the spot.
Yeah, it's awkward, man. All right, maybe if I was like Chris Kyle and I was on national TV or something, or that one dude who jumped on a grenade. I forget his name, with the pretty cool face scars. Okay, yeah, people are gonna say it because you get it. But even them, eventually they'll be like, could you not just tell me my stuff and let me go?
I've actually been out with a friend of mine. That was in the military. He was in the army, and he actually was more of a he was actually my boss at the time, but we became friends. And he actually told me straight one time. He actually turned around and said, someone actually said, "Hey, thank you for your service." He goes, "You know what? I appreciate that. That it's not me you should be thanking. It's the ones that didn't come home." And I was like, I was like, it got real quiet and real awkward real quick, and he just walked away. And I was like, "Bro, what was that?" He goes, "That's just the way I feel. That's just me."
I guess.
Some people think
I think that's silly.
But he also had severe PTSD. To the point that he had to leave. He actually had to leave the job because we were actually
he's definitely getting paid.
Because the whole thing is that it was a Qatar family that the Qatar royalty owned the hotel. So when they came to visit, he was on pins and needles, and it just got to the point where he had to quit. It was rough, but he's doing extremely well now, and I'm really proud of him.
Sure, he's getting 100% disability. He's better be doing fucking well. Oh, you mean emotionally? Okay, yeah.
All right.
We digressed like crazy.
So far, and that's it for Vibes Always Right, because no matter what anybody says, I'm right. So we're gonna move on to open mic. Anybody? All right. A quick FYI for Star Wars Celebration 2020. Flexi.
Yes. So Star Wars Celebration on their website posted. Now it is there is no confirmation that it will be canceled or postponed, but they say in the event that it does, ticket holders have the option of either getting a full refund or transferring their passes to whatever other date that celebration is.
They're really gonna give free refunds. I mean, full
Yep.
refunds.
Yep.
That's amazing.
It said there full refunds or
absolutely amazing.
But
to see Star Wars doing the right thing.
Yeah, it's actually just weird pop.
Yeah, because the tentative date is August something. So as of right now, it's kind of up in the air, but it hasn't officially been canceled, postponed, or anything like that. But it's just an FYI. Those who do have questions and haven't really heard much from the Star Wars Celebration team.
Oh, good.
I think they're just waiting to see what happens.
To who?
Mark Hamill.
To Mark Hamill? Yeah, good point. All right, we're moving on to 6 things that are booming in sales. This article comes from yahoo.com/news/coronavirus/blah, blah, blah. Bicycles and exercise gear are booming. Outdoor and indoor games are booming. Home and garden items are booming. Reading material, booming. Electrical goods, which is like video games and stuff like that, and
masturbators.
Yeah. They're booming. Coffee is booming, which I find interesting.
Why?
So because that's what I'm saying. So out of all of this, what have you guys participated in any of these things? Are you stocked up on the indoor outdoor games? Are you guys doing gardening? Are you guys getting exercise gear? I need to go buy some exercise gear. I legit. Anybody reading more? Anybody buying more? Well, I mean, I don't think me getting on the Xbox has anything to do with coronavirus, but I am on the Xbox around the same time. So anybody, coffee? Who's buying more coffee?
No, I actually got a ton of coffee. Coffee is a great hunger suppressant if you're having a hard time not eating all your snacks. So.
Is the hunger what? Suppressant?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I should drink black coffee on my lunch break now. But isn't there calories in coffee?
If it's black with nothing, no. If you add sugar and
unless
milk,
you get like those fancy coffee with oil and other, but it's like less than 5 calories, which wouldn't be significant on a nutritional scale. But yeah, black coffee, nothing in it, it's fine.
I mean, tea is doing pretty well for me for keeping my appetite suppressed, but that's interesting. I even don't really like coffee at all.
I've been doing the same thing with food.
Huh?
Oh, fuck.
That's funny. I like that. I like that a lot. Wait.
Yeah. All the weight that I lost the first 2 months of the year, I'm gaining everything that plus some. It's fucking phenomenal.
Oh no. All right, we're gonna move on to Miami DJ throws balcony party to entertain neighbors. Now, I saw this clip. It actually was pretty cool. It was quite loud. You saw people rocking it. It was on TikTok, which apparently I'm gonna be on TikTok soon. Yay for me.
Why?
Okay.
Okay, whatever.
Well, I mean, TikTok seems to be the new Vine. So I used to have a series of videos on Vine. I mean, Lonely Vader was a Vine exclusive, and just as I was about to film season 2, Vine quit. So it was dissolved. So
it was your fault though.
What was my fault? That Vine
stopped. Yeah, that was yours.
That was my fault. Why Vine stopped?
Yeah,
what were you saying?
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Oh. We did an RIP Vine video though. You could check that out. But yeah, that was pretty cool though. So I'm, besides that, and apparently every 7 p.m. people are clapping for healthcare workers like all across the world, or is it 8 p.m. something like that. What do you guys think about these ways that people are getting around social distancing and still being social, such as like yelling across your balcony to people, meeting people? And there's this one story, I don't know if I mentioned this before, that one guy, he saw this girl dancing on her balcony. He had a drone, put his number on the drone, flew it over to her, and now they're
dating.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say this: if that was anything except for during quarantine, that the cops would have been called.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? Like,
if you would have pulled out a drone to go talk to some chick who's dancing by herself on a rooftop, to leave her a note to get her phone number, she would have hit it with a baseball bat and called the cops.
Yep. It's funny. It's funny how certain things that would be creepy are probably sweet now, like virtual dating and stuff like that. Like that's odd, but that might as well now. So I think it's interesting. You guys have any examples of people going around this social distancing?
Actually, me and my D&D friends, we actually we played D&D on Roll20.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds amazing.
Shit,
Yeah, it's actually the way it works is basically everyone sets up on the computer, and then the DM has maps laid out and all of the story done. There's a lot of prep work, but I'm not the DM, so luckily I don't have to do that shit. I just got to show up and kill things. But honestly, it's a great method. Zoom has been very popular lately. You know, I'm sure there's tons of campsites that are just full.
Zoom's in trouble right now.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, they got caught lying really bad.
Is that about because of them selling information to Facebook?
Yeah, they were marketing their software as being end-to-end encrypted. It turns out it's not encrypted for shit, and they're selling all the user data to Facebook.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
I never even heard of this thing until this came up.
They got a nice class action lawsuit coming their way now.
Damn it! I want a piece of that. All right, so we're gonna move on to Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness. Now, Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness is a 2020 true crime documentary television series about the life of Joseph Maldonado Passage, or Joe Exotic. Joe Exotic. There we go. It was released on Netflix on March 20th, 2020, and it is the new hot and sexy thing going around on Netflix. It was
right, real quick,
suggested to me by. I was just gonna say who suggested it, by Darflex and of course my other friend Hall's Dolls. But carry on. What were you gonna say?
Spoiler alert: we are not holding back during this. This is a
spoiler cast.
I'm not done watching the series.
Full.
Okay.
Spoiler full. I'm going to. Okay. I don't care. I have to say certain things.
It's a documentary.
Okay, go for it. I'm listening. Spoiler alert. Garbanzo, hit it.
This has been by far the most amazing train wreck of a series that I've ever seen. Now, besides putting light on some of the horrible backhanded things that are going on with exotic animal handling in the United States, and here's the thing: people don't understand that actually in Florida, and this is legit because I looked into it. There is no animal that you cannot own in Florida as long as you have the license.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, there are people that have animals for sale. Animals like baboons, monkeys, king cobras, horribly dangerous and venomous creatures that are openly and legally for sale. Now, here's the thing, right? They don't have to report every single sale. Animals die. Things happen. You don't have to prove there's a body if an animal dies. All you have to do is report it. There's no real backup, and there's no one. They have someone that comes by, checks them out every once in a while, make sure there is a bigger problem with these animals than there are with the way people get guns, and these are almost as dangerous sometimes. Like, how would you feel if you go into your neighbor's yard and, I don't know, get bit by a freaking king cobra, or better yet, just walking in the Everglades and get bit by a king cobra, or by a black mamba? You know, peace of love to Kobe Bryant.
Oh, that's right.
But that's why the Everglades has breeding populations of like the most insane animals that you would never expect to be in the Everglades.
Super
dangerous. People own everything.
But yeah, that was my bit.
But oh man, so talking about this show, like seeing just how toxic all of these people are and how much they do to get around what little laws there are in the animal trade, and how they constantly breed these tigers just to have babies that they can have people come pet and then charge them $500 for, and how they backstab each other, and you know, the attempted murders, and it is one of the craziest experiences. You know, and it's really funny on that subject. It's really funny seeing how many people are really coming after Carol Baskins, when honestly, man, she's the one that came out best in that, because whatever, if she killed her husband, she's the only one that's actually trying to shut down the animal trade.
What are you talking about?
Was really funny.
She's a hypocrite.
No. She's trying to shut down everyone else's animal trade.
No. She's hold up.
She's a hypocrite.
Chill. She's not breeding them. She will literally run out.
So she's better.
No.
She's still putting them in cages. She's still charging admission.
Wait, hold up. What is she supposed to do? Just for the sake of argument.
What do you mean?
If you're wait. She's not breeding them, which is the problem, obviously. Okay. If you make more.
Her problem is breeding them and cub petting. That's her problem, and having them in captivity. Taking them out of captivity and putting them in captivity. The only difference is
what would she do with them instead? What should she do with them instead?
Send them back into the wild. Correct?
You sure about that? You would take a tiger that was born and raised in a cage and then set it free in an environment that doesn't exist anymore.
What doesn't exist anymore? You send it right back into literally the wild.
Where in the wild?
Their natural environment is destroyed.
There's nowhere to take them.
So you're gonna tell me there's no wild tigers in the world anymore?
There are 4,000 wild tigers on the planet.
Okay. 4,000. And where are they now?
They're in Malaysia, Indonesia, northern China, southern Russia, and India. And they already have a population problem because they have such small environments that they live in, and they usually roam for about 50 miles each. So what you're saying, take them back? Let's say for the sake of argument that they could take them back. They can't take them back because all of the tigers that are in captivity here in the United States are all crossbred with each other. So if you have Siberian tigers crossbred with Bengal tigers, that they no longer have a place they can go. You can't take them and release them in Siberia. You can't take them and release them in China because they are now not a species. What are you going to do with the ligers? And what are you going to do with the ligers? Yeah, exactly.
Or the Trions.
It's like, wait, half of them you take to Africa and the other half you take to India. Is that what you do?
You also have to realize that these aren't pack animals. It's not like you just drop one off. Like, oh, hey, welcome to the family. Let's hang out, bro.
They're going to fight and they're going to kill each other.
So
you have a better chance of releasing a lion, and
so
I think Carol
Baskins totally iced her husband, like 100%. While I think she totally did that, I think what she's doing, hypocritical to a point as it may be, she's the only one fighting and lobbying to make the trade of big cats and exotic animals illegal in the country, and she's not breeding them. So literally, once the tigers that she has and the tigers that exist now, if they cannot be bred anymore, she will literally run out of tigers to house, and her business will be dead. She is creating legislation that will kill her own business.
But the whole thing is, I'm telling you right now, she's gonna. There's a loophole in this. I haven't had a chance to read the proposal, but there's a loophole there where she's gonna end up still being able to breed. I guarantee you.
But she doesn't breed now. Like I hear what you're saying, and that loophole doesn't exist. I mean, I can I read the actual law that they've been trying to enact, and even if there was a loophole for her to engage in, she actively does not breed animals. She has not bred animals at Big Cat Rescue. Like, she just does not do it. So like, it doesn't benefit her. I want to hear your counter. I don't want to see your heads nod. I want to hear what you say to that. Like,
I mean,
she does not breed. She does not breed now. She's bred in the past.
So
she stated it.
She has.
Wait. So
and she actually has. And she also has videos of how to breed.
And now, but dog, that was like 20 years ago, and she has not bred. I can't believe I'm defending this crazy lady.
That we are aware of.
It's a nonprofit. All of what she does is open to the public. Everything from the ground up. That is how nonprofits work. She can't fucking hide shit. That's how nonprofits work.
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with
Rob. So you're gonna say that nonprofits can't hide anything. That's what you're saying. You're saying the legitimate they can't hide anything.
Nonprofits are consistently audited. So when they are found to be doing things that they shouldn't, that shit comes out. That's how nonprofits work. Okay. It's very difficult to hide income within nonprofits.
Yeah.
Go for it, Darkflex. What did you say? You agree with Roz?
That when they asked me what I thought about this show, like, oh, this show is gay as fuck, it's stupid, whatever. But I said it was infuriating. Honestly, yes, out of all the people she actually didn't make me angry at all when it came to animal abuse, because that's my biggest issue. Like, I have a super soft spot for animals. Like, obviously abuse is bad, all over, but I probably wouldn't bat an eye at human abuse. But when it comes to animals, it does bother me quite some bit. That shit was infuriating. But out of all of them, she did not really make me angry with what she did. I mean, at no point in the documentary was there any allegation that she was killing her tigers, that she was euthanizing her tigers once they were no longer useful or whatever. And another thing I like to agree with is that I don't know what it is with these Hillary Clinton looking bitches, but she for sure killed her husband just like Hillary Clinton killed Jeffrey Epstein. And, this show itself, it made me angry. It was a great documentary in the sense of, they were able to put everything out and they were able to do great. I think it's a good service, just like Blackfish. Blackfish made me angry, but I mean, it's important to know, it did its job. Man, so the show itself was pretty comical. It had its comical moments, but overall, it was a very infuriating show, man.
That country song was phenomenal. I'm just gonna.
It is good.
I saw a tiger,
dude.
Yeah.
Or here, kitty.
Literally.
Joe Exotic.
Here, kitty.
I mean, all things considered, his music is not that bad.
He's a charismatic, insane narcissist who is a horrible animal abuser. And the thing that surprises me, I would say like the aftershock of this documentary is how many people are defending Joe Exotic, and I don't understand that.
Listen. Here's one thing I'm going to say. Unfortunately, this is the United States, but if this was like overseas, I would love nothing more than to go up to them and shoot them and wear their skin for a couple of days.
Listen, I'm going to say that was he wrong at things that he did, and I'm going to agree with Flex on this, but at the same time, he was not as bad as they made him seem. Like they set him up horribly.
No, I'm sorry, but you just said animal abuser. The only allegations that I see so far that he euthanized 5 tigers. What abuse are you referring to?
He kept tigers in cages together.
That's abuse itself.
That is insane amounts of abuse for tigers. They are not pack animals. They are constantly fighting each other. Did you see every time the camera zoomed in to the muzzles of those tigers? Darth, what did you see on the muzzles of all the tigers?
Scars.
They were covered in scars because they would feed them together. And when you feed big cats together, they fight, they attack each other, they hurt each other. And they were feeding them expired meat from a Walmart, man. Like everything that they did at that zoo was animal abuse. Full stop.
I mean, he even shot a gun at them. Whether or not he shot them shooting a weapon at anybody is terrible. I mean, even humans is horrible for your ears.
Do you mean after the one that grabbed his foot and was dragging him away? Is that what you're referring to?
Hey, bro, listen. Tiger's gonna do tiger shit. Obviously, you're putting a tiger in a cage. That itself is abuse. If you go to a cage, they even said in the beginning, it's a ticking time bomb. If you put a fucking tiger in a cage,
every fucking animal put in a cage is a time bomb. Every zoo is a time bomb. I mean,
but every zoo doesn't engage in these fucking circus shows where they'll walk in and dance around with these wild animals and then, oh my God, I've been attacked. Let me shoot this thing. No, if you walk into a cage with a wild animal and you are attacked, that's on you, man.
It's just like joining the military or being a healthcare professional. You're making a choice to do that.
Yeah.
And his choices two different extremes, but it's still your choice.
His choices were wrong.
100% agree. I mean,
now, do you think that he got gypped for the governor thing though? I mean, honestly,
what? He's got no chance.
Okay, I gotta say his campaign videos
are hilarious.
It's like, hey, I'm gay, I'm broke. I'm like, okay.
I first found out about him when he was on the John Oliver show a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And I didn't know, dude. Had I known at the time, I would have been all over like reading about this guy. He's just a horrible ass dude.
Actually, I didn't know about a lot of this either. Actually, when I got out the military and went to Broward College for shits and giggles, I didn't think I was gonna go to school for real. I had to do community service. Me and my buddy Alex actually signed up for Carol's place up in Tampa back in the day. Hindsight, good thing I didn't. But
I was actually planning on doing that not too long ago. I'm not
in 2014 was when I signed up for it, and then also for one of Jillian's birthdays, we were gonna go up to the ZWF to do the experiences, but it ended up being like $890 a person. So like we went to Monkey Jungle instead.
Just so much.
But it's crazy how close to home all this bullshit is, or some of it is, you know.
Yeah.
But again, I just want to say, Carol Baskin killed her husband, and that whole documentary is animal abuse.
Yeah, everything. And again, she's not engaging in animal abuse. She literally just has a place where these tigers that were abused get to live out the rest of their lives.
By being gawked at by human beings, like
she actually only has 12 on display. She's got like another 400 in a giant paddock in the back. It's actually really surprising.
What makes those 12?
Because they rotate them. They rotate them so they only have a few on display at a time.
If she really cared,
what would she do? Release them into Hialeah?
No, she would let. What she
God,
says,
dude, I'm so down for that show.
Let them roam where they need to roam. And
where would they roam? No, Vibe, you keep saying that, but I want to hear words.
In the same area where she has them, let them roam. Let them do their own thing. And don't charge admission. Don't have people come see them. Ask for donations. Put up videos online.
Vibe, where would she let them roam, dog?
In the exact same place she's letting them roam right now, right, dog?
And then what would she have with 500 or 400 tigers in one giant paddock together?
So what does she have now with them? I'm asking you. She has them in a location. She's charging admission. She's letting people come see them. If you really cared and you don't want that whole Gawker voyeur thing, you cut out that part. There is no viewing. You put a little. You do some of those.
Then they don't. But then they don't make money.
Says who? Put that crap on YouTube. You ask for donations, and that's it. These are who we're taking care of. Please help us, okay? You don't need to exhibition them. That's not part of it. That's the money making part of it. If she's really altruistic and she's all about the big cats, that whole let me come visit and you pay admission and you watch them in my cages. By the way,
all conservation works that way, man.
No,
literally all conservation has a public facing side because that's how the public engages in conservation.
The public can engage in in that virtually via social media now. They don't need to be on display. What do you mean that doesn't exist? What are you talking about?
Example of conservation.
She made it very clear that social media is more powerful than just having people come visit. Sure. So you don't need to play the zoo part. Then you can do live cameras.
I'll repeat it one more time because you keep seeming to fucking specifically ignore this part. Every single example of conservation that is very successful on the planet has a public facing aspect. People go on fucking tours to see fucking whales. People go on tours in the jungle to see the Amazon. People go on tours to see elephants. Gorillas. People go see gorillas because there is a public.
So then all these things aren't 100% altruistic. Then if they have to do that part, when they have the tools and technology to do it virtually and digitally, you can do a live camera 24/7. Doing everything, and you can do it that way. Why do you have to?
You're being purposely obtuse right now.
I'm not being purposely obtuse. How are you different than a zoo?
Because what do you mean? A zoo does exactly what a zoo that is accredited by the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries does it for the sake of conservation. A zoo like, let's say, Monkey Jungle or Lion Country Safari isn't accredited for that because all they're there for is to make money to breed more animals. A zoo like, for example, Zoo Miami is there for conservation because
to make money to conserve. Then is what you're saying?
They make money to push breeding services. They make money to send back to the conservation, efforts in those respective countries. That is what conservation is about. You need a public-facing, aspect of it. Otherwise, people won't be interested.
You have to make it real.
People won't care. If you have a couple pictures online, no one's gonna give a shit about koala bears dying in the frickin' Australian fires. On the other hand, if you do some tours through the outback and say, look at all these poor koala bears, people are gonna be like, shit, man, next year I'm gonna donate another $50.
It's not a TV show.
Nobody gives a shit about something you see on the internet. People aren't gonna drop money like that.
That is absolutely false.
When it comes to conservation,
absolutely false. When it comes to animals and conservation,
absolutes.
I'll deal in absolutes. As a digital media producer, the power of the internet, the power of digital media, the power of video, the power of photos have grown exponentially now that you don't even need the real world. You can use that, and you can literally use that, and you can capitalize that without ever having to put an animal in front of somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. You're hilariously incorrect because you have no idea what you're talking about.
You are hilariously incorrect because you are delegitimizing the power of this platform that we're using.
I'm absolutely delegitimizing you saying that a virtual experience replaces and is superior to an in-person experience.
It is not. I can tell you.
I would rather have sex with a human being than jack off to some porn, is all I'm saying.
Okay, and that's the end of that. We're going to be moving on to Uno. It's looking quite different. This article comes from Kotaku.com, and without reading this or having to read this, actually, if you guys look at these pictures, these are kind of interesting.
I love it.
I mean, it's striking. It's a minimal design. It's done by a Brazilian designer, and but they're sold for $100 and only in a few stores around the world. Mattel is actually going to be giving this thing a widespread, affordable release eventually. But I'm digging just the black.
Yes.
You can't beat that at all.
Because it's dark. It looks
really nice.
So now when you get fucked with that draw 4, you know how dark this game really is.
Oh man, that draw 4 looks really nasty too.
For real, right? That's what I'm saying. Like you feel the darkness. It's just sucking you into the void.
No, but but it looks good. I mean, look at those colors on the black like
really
that.
Good.
It looks really good.
For $100, I don't want it.
No, when it comes out widespread, we can do giveaways with this.
I'll pay $10 for that. I'll pay $10.
So
yeah,
I'll pay a good $40. Why not for the special edition? Why not? I'll take that. But yeah, check that out. Moving on, it's a funny article that I thought would be fun for a discussion. This article comes from Kotaku.com. Pancakes vs Waffles. Pancakes vs Waffles is a debate that has. Well, not really raged on, but it exists in diners and forums all across the world and stuff like that. I'm going to ask you, gentlemen, pancakes or waffles? I'm going to start with Darflex.
Waffles.
Okay, why?
Pancakes are delicious. I just like the texture of waffles. Also, I never heard of pancake and chickens, but I heard chicken and waffles. Also, you can do a lot more with waffles too, in my opinion, in the sense of the little divots and stuff it has in it. And they depends. I mean, I guess it depends on your personal recipe, because really, if you're looking at it like this way, it just comes down to the texture. Because you can make bomb ass pancakes, you can make bomb ass waffles if you have a great recipe. So when it comes to the texture, I prefer waffles just because I guess they're fun. I don't know. I can't really find a word to explain it, but it's just fun. You can put little strawberries in it and drop some syrup, and then pick it up and eat it like a little taco. I don't know.
But I mean, I'll take it. I'll take Garbanzo, pancakes or waffles.
All right, I love pancakes, but if I had to choose between the two, I have to go waffle. And here's my reasoning: those little divots of amazingness that you can do whatever the fuck you want with it, just rule everything. And in fact, you can even go super creative and get, now it takes time and patience, but I have actually done this once, where you get some Nutella and syrup, and you do syrup every other row and every other dot. Then you get Nutella and you put that in every other row and every other dot.
That is the most decadent thing I have ever heard of. That is like the meal of a prince.
Then, or I like using honey, or you can use fruit, or chocolate chips, or bro, if you want, you can fill it with freaking tuna fish if that is what you want. But that's not the point. Thing is that you have so many options, and also because that crater kind of gives it that extra fluffiness. So when you bite, it could just it's a lot more versatile. Now, don't get me wrong. Pigs in a blanket are awesome. You can do pancakes. You can do waffle pancake. Bacon pancakes, where you put your bacon in the pancake, making pancakes. But also, you can do that the same exact thing with waffles, where you crumble it up and just put it in there, and it's inside the fluffy, yummy goodness.
With maple syrup?
Huh?
With maple syrup?
With maple syrup, absolutely. And you can get that good maple syrup. Well, actually, no. I prefer the one you can the microwavable kind, because I like it warm. Just
and it tells a little window that it's ready.
Yeah, it's warm.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So for me, I'm a waffle man. I've actually picked a hotel, and this is proof. And the person, this is true. And you can ask JJ. When we went and picked our hotel for Celebration at Anaheim, I purposely picked a hotel because it had a waffle station. And he's not. I don't know if he heard me.
He's on his own.
I did.
No, I heard everything.
For the first time we went.
I love waffle stations. I mean, I want to get my own waffle maker, but I just know I would never use it.
I have a waffle
very often.
It's like the George Foreman, just sitting in a closet somewhere.
Pretty much. Roz, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles, man, of course. I don't think there's another option. They're crunchy, they're soft, and all those edges give you more opportunity to get the Maillard effect. So like it browns, and then oh my god, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Just listen, just move on. There's no question.
I agree. Waffles. I'm all about waffles. I've never really liked pancakes. I can make them. I can make bacon pancakes. I can make pancakes. Just throw it into the batter and let it happen.
Can I ask a question?
Oh no.
How about when we're all not quarantined, we all just go out and get some dope ass fucking waffles?
Agreed.
That'd be awesome. Where would you suggest?
Waffle House.
Waffle House is.
Man, we're not nearly high enough to go to Waffle House.
Yeah. I mean, no, this is one of my
corners. There's a pretty good LGBTQ place called Egg and You.
Hey, I've been.
They have fantastic breakfast foods, man.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
There's a place called Crackers in Miami Gardens.
Did you say Cracker Barrel?
No, it's called Crackers.
Oh, Crackers.
It's a really dope spot for food, and they actually do a French toast that's actually with Captain Crunch.
Oh, that sounds delightful. That sounds quite delightful.
Oh my god,
I like that. Yeah, I think we should definitely do that.
I miss brunch. I can't believe I'm saying this on the internet. I miss brunch.
You can make yourself.
You can make your own. Live like a hobbit. You can have as many meals as you want.
No, I like going
have a mimosa
to a place and then getting the breakfast shots, and oh my god, they're so good. You get like the orange juice with the alcohol, and then the ginseng, and then like the bacon.
You know what? And we're gonna wrap there. I just realized
for this.
I
just had dinner before I'm getting hungry again. Damn it.
And with that note, we are gonna wrap this up because I just realized that even though we had a short outline, we still managed to just kiss 2 hours again. How the hell is that possible? That's what I'm talking about. All right, well, gents, before we wrap it up, shameless promotions, Darflex.
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Darth_Flex.
You can find me on the Twitter, on the gram, and actually on Xbox on BEANTKE278. That's my gamer tag. I'll be playing Diablo if you want to jump on with me. And Ruz, feel free to just be an invite. Eventually Vibe will be there, possibly not.
Come on. Just jump on. We have so much for you.
He's like that one cousin that calls you and says, yeah, I'm going to be right there.
Never shows up.
That is not true.
Never shows up.
I never did that to you guys. I would be telling you the truth.
No, he just doesn't answer. He just kind of like,
That is not true. There was only one time I was playing Battle Chasers, and I
was
thought,
supposed to be there?
Hold on, and I thought at the bottom I saw an invite, and by the time I looked up, it disappeared. I didn't know if it was an invite or an achievement unlocked. I just kept on playing. So then I realized, that was an invite. You guys were playing. So no, that's not true. I just like my game. Battle Chasers. Listen, I'm using the Xbox. You should be. Hold on now. I should get credit for using the Xbox because I'm playing it and I'm enjoying it. I should get a little credit.
Look, listen, just because I give somebody a vehicle, I'm not gonna celebrate every time they drive into a wall. It's just like you're driving.
How am I driving into a wall?
I love that analogy.
How am I driving into a wall? I'm playing a game on Game Pass.
It's like having a girlfriend and it's just like, I can't drive to go see you. Okay, here's a car, and then she decides to go to the movie theater by herself.
These analogies keep getting better. They're apt.
I don't think
weren't we signing off? Jesus Christ.
We are signing off. I'm sorry.
Right. Hey, peace out. Garbanzo.
Raz.
Instagram, Ray Raziel.
Fantastic. And this is Vibe Studios, all across the board. VIBEREV Studios. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.com, at Yahoo. Facebook, yeah, that too. Grindr, all that good stuff. And so that's it for Keepin the Geek Bros, episode 99.1. Of course, you can check us out on Instagram and Twitter. This is Geek Bros with a 0, GEKBR0. Email us, geekbros@yahoo.com, facebook.com/Geek Bros with a 0. Listen to us weekly, WeBeGeeksPC.com every Wednesday, and watch the recap whenever, which I will make it very clear. Anybody who is looking for me to be posting the video recap on saying when it's ready, I won't be doing that anymore. The video recaps will still be being posted on YouTube, but I'm not going to be promoting them anymore because I want the numbers to go directly to the podcast, not to the video recap. Video recap is just an extra, just for those who wants to watch it. So just so you know, I am still doing the video recaps, but I'm not going to be promoting them anymore for reasons. All right, and again, thank you for tuning in. We're still postponing until our 100th episode. Hopefully this all changes soon. So remember, geeking out still sounds this good.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.